What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Got episode number 6 here for you for the Cincinnati Reds franchise. And this, I'm going to start it off with Hunter Greene highlights. So, pitching against the Clippers, that's the Cleveland Indians farm system, he actually didn't do half bad. About 5 innings, 4 strikeouts. See the strikeout on Brandon Geyer and Francisco Mejia a little bit later on in this highlight clip. But he did give up a solo shot to Adam Rosales of all people. He just hung a fastball right there for him to hit. That's pretty much the only thing Adam Rosales can hit. So just 1 solo home run. Did give up 3 earned, though, in 5 innings. So not too bad of a performance all in all. But what I was really impressed with was the velocity and his control. So if he just keeps progressing like he will, because he does have a potential in this game, he's going to be probably earning a call-up here in the near future. So we'll have to just see where the Reds are at down the line in this season and then really look at Hunter Greene's performance overall. So guy to watch out for. And I know that he's a two-way player. Shohei Ohtani right now for the Angels in real life is just really killing it with the two-way stuff. But, right now the Reds are talking about they don't want to focus on Hunter Greene as a two-way player right now, so they want to focus on him as a pitcher only right now, but they're not ruling it out, so which I think is a good thing. But let's get right into this. We're talking real life, but let's talk fantasy. Let's talk MLB The Show franchise. So we do have an injury to talk about. Tucker Barnhart is hurt, so that's salt to the wound right now. We got to figure out a backup catcher option to Devin Mesoraco. So I'm thinking Tony Cruz, even though Tyler Stevenson is the better overall player. I think the only reason Tony Cruz is even being considered is because he is older right now, and I would rather use a option on him rather than Tyler Stevenson. Nick Senzel is also injured. He got hurt in some of our simulated games, so we ended up calling up Taylor Trammell in left field, even though we don't really need a fifth outfielder. He's just a guy right now. Just add some extra speed off the bench. That's really what he was called up to do. So just give him some playing time here and there until Senzel comes back and gets healthy. But as for catcher guys, I know I said I wanted to go with Tony Cruz, maybe add another relief pitcher or a starting pitcher to spread that out, but we can't have Devin Mesoraco being the only catcher on the roster for 1 to 2 weeks. That's a lot on his hips. That's a lot on his knees as well. So you need 2 catchers. You need a backup guy. Tyler Stevenson will be the man for that duty. That B potential, 66 overall. He's kind of just waiting in the wings, guys. So the organization right now has 3 solid catchers. And if I had to be forced to make a decision, I would probably end up moving Devin Mesoraco to make way for Stevenson because I don't want to deal Tucker Barnhart, but that's for another day. The right deal, the right trade would have to come to us in order for me to make that decision. So, guys, check out the box score here. Amir Garrett only went 3 2/3. Brandon Finnegan relieved him and went 2 1/3. That's good for Brandon Finnegan to come in and help us in that regard. But, Amir Garrett, 4 walks as well. Only going 3 2/3 is not going to cut it, especially even in a close game as that was. I don't know, guys. Reds pitching staff, it's obviously was diagnosed at the beginning of the season, even in real life and in this series, that we needed to address it. And we're kind of in a weird situation here because the Reds in real life and us, we have to make a decision. And that decision basically comes down to how long are you willing to wait for the pitching staff to come around, for your young pitching prospects to develop. And what if they never do? And I think that that's just a risk that you run when you're trying to build a team. But it seems to me like the offense is ready. The offense is here, right? They scored 7 runs last night in a win against the Pirates. Now they gave up 14 runs 2 nights ago against the Pirates as well. So that's kind of what we're dealing with in this series right now. And you guys know that we can score runs with this offense. Scored 6 runs against the Nationals on opening day, and then against the Pirates we didn't do a whole lot either. That's the thing. baseball offense, you're never going to be on all the time. But pitching, good teams have consistently good pitching. And the Reds just don't in real life and in this series. So for us, we're kind of in that situation where how long is the leash? And if it's a short leash, who are you going to get rid of in the organization to supplement, to add to the pitching staff? And if you do add to the pitching staff, that's going to push one of those guys out of a starting job. Whether that is Sal Romano, whether that's Amir Garrett, whether that's Brandon Finnegan gets pushed down even further. There's a lot of things to consider here, especially when you're talking about young pitching staffs like the Reds have. You want to see those guys develop because you don't want to just, not give them the opportunity, right? And so for us, the question becomes, are we going to add to the pitching staff or not? And if we do, which starter is going to end up losing his job? So hopefully Sal Romano pitches well in this game so he is not on the chopping block, and he's actually going to get out of the first inning with a pretty clean inning, all things considered. That one long hit out to center field, but Billy Hamilton tracked it down, was probably the most concerning of all the contact, but he actually pitched pretty well in that first inning. Let's see how he does in the rest of the game. So Jesse Winker comes up, hits a single, but the Reds offense unable to cash him in. So let's go to the bottom of the second here. Runner already on first base, Carlos Santana up, and he's actually going to fist this ball out there to left field. That was a cue shot, guys. Sal Romano just jammed him, and he was able to just fist it right out there and serve it out there to left field going Oppo Taco. Jorge Alfaro up now with runners on first and second with only one down. A line drive to Billy Hamilton, but he's going to make the play. That was... If any other center fielder was out there, I doubt that they would have been able to catch up to that. That probably would have been a single. But Pedro Florimorn going to come up and hit a ball right past Scooter Gennett, and Winker comes up firing to home and got to make a play. Out is the call at home. Mesoraco with the sweeping tag. What a throw by Jesse Winker, guys. Wow. Shut down the Phillies' little run there in the bottom of the second. Let's go to the top of the third, and Billy Hamilton, after a single, he's going to get on to second after a steal. So that's his sixth stolen base of the season. We're only 9 games into the season, guys. So he's having a pretty good year yet again in the stolen base department. So 3-1 count, and we actually were trying to steal third base, but when we took the ball for Scooter Gennett, gets on base, decided, don't push it. Don't push our luck. So Lively issues the walk to Gennett. Joey Votto going to come on up here with a .244 batting average. He's 0 for 1 with a lineout. Not having too good of a season, but it's a lot of hard hits, though. He's not having a whole lot of luck right now, but Hamilton able to tag up on second, head to third after that line drive by Votto. It's going to bring up Adam Duvall, who himself is not having the greatest season right now, .244 batting average, but it's better than what he's doing in real life, guys. He's hitting .150 right now in the real world. But gonna fly out to Cesar Hernandez, pop out to Cesar Hernandez, excuse me. Sal Romano comes on in the bottom of the third. He's gonna strike out Lively. That's his first strikeout on the game, which, hey, strike out your other pitcher. But you know what? It's probably it's an unwritten rule. Don't throw breaking pitches to the opposing pitcher. Like, come on. Strike me out with a fastball. Come on. I'm not going to get a hit. But, guys, so the rain intensified and ended up calling it for about 45 minutes, but we're going to end up sending Sal Romano back out there to finish off his start. Was kind of debating on getting another arm ready because sitting for 45 minutes is a long time. So you guys can see it here. Probably had some adverse effects by trying to keep him in the game here. Only one out on the inning. That little ground ball past Votto sends Odubel Herrera to third and the runner to second. And then this play is going to be made by Jesse Winker, but he's going to come up firing and just a little bit late as Herrera ends up scoring. So the Phillies take the 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third after the rain delay, and then Rhys Hoskins comes up and Winker takes a perfect route to the baseball to make this catch and get out of the inning. So only 1 run scratched across for the Phillies. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th now, and Carlos Santana sends a long, deep fly ball out there to left center, and I wanted to switch to Billy Hamilton, but he stopped. The computer wouldn't let me switch, so I ended up trying to dive for the baseball there with Duvall, and then a bad throw by Jeanette. Tavato is going to score. Carlos Santana, he scores an inside the park home run, and Brian Price, yes, that is my face as well, and I'm sure all of you guys are thinking the same dang thing. 2-0 Phillies. Let's go to the bottom. Actually, this is still the bottom of the 4th, and then Romano gets a strikeout. It gets a ground ball, and then with Florimon up, going to get a strikeout here on a changeup. So Sal Romano comes back after what should have been an out. All things considered, he had a really good inning right there. No other hits allowed after that. Let's go to the top of the 5th, and with a runner on second base, Hamilton going to come up and issue a single back up the middle, an RBI single. That's his 5th RBI on the season. So good job by Hamilton to stay back, take what's given, send it right back up the middle for the Reds' first run of the game. But look at this throw. Terrible jump by Hamilton. It was an 0-1 count. Jeanette was trying to get those hit and run type of deal going with him. I love doing that with Jeanette and Hamilton. It's a nice little 1-2 punch, but it's going to send a fly ball out there to left field. It's going to be an out, so the Reds unable to scratch across another run, but they do get 1, so we cut it in half with Sal Romano pitching pretty well yet again. Let's go to the top of the 6th with Joey Votto down 0-2, and he's going to send a line drive past Santana. It does stay in the fair territory. It barely touched fair ground there, but it's going to roll in with a double, so that's exactly what we needed, guys. With nobody down, man on scoring position. We like it, we love it. We got to cash in right now, but look at this. Just hit the white chalk line. Let's go, Adam Duvall. Let's get something going. A long fly ball to left field, and it's going to curve foul. Duvall can't come through, can't keep it fair. He is 0 for 2 with 2 pop-outs, so definitely getting under the baseball right now. So a home run could be in the works here, guys. Just a little foreshadowing, possibly. Pass ball. Votto gets to third, and then Duvall in a swing and miss here. That's the first out of the inning. So no harm, no foul there. I get it. But Suarez got to come through right here. 0-0 count, and he's going to send a slider to left center, and it's going to fall in for a single. So an RBI single for Suarez, going to get the Reds back tied up here in the top of the 6th inning. Pretty late going here. This is exactly what we needed here. But Winker comes up, gets a single back up the middle. So Lively starting to give up some hits here to the Reds. We're starting to threaten here. Devin Mesoraco coming up with a 1-0 count, and he's going to hit a ground ball that's going to bounce off third base, and Michael Franco can't react in time to get the throw off to first base for the out. They're going to register that as a base hit for Mesoraco. Guys, bases loaded, and the manager for the Phillies, that's Gabe Kapler, is going to come out and relieve Ben Lively of his duties today. Pitched pretty well, all things considered. Only 2 runs allowed, 2 earned runs allowed. Now, Victor Arano is going to come out and try to shut the Reds down here. Phil Gosselin comes up, hits a line drive right back to Cesar Hernandez, who's going to get the out. Probably should have let that thing hit the ground first, and then that way they could have got out of the inning to try to get a double play, or caught it but dropped it, right? So it's not an infield fly. It's got to be a pop-up for that. Tommy Joseph, we're relying on him. We brought him in here to do one job, and that's to pinch hit in situations like this. Sal Romano's night is done. 0-1 count for Joseph, and he's going to line drive a ground ball past Franco, and we're going to send Winker to try to get 2 runs scored, but nice throw out there by Hoskins, teaming up on the relay, and Winker is caught to be out. So bases loaded. Tommy Joseph comes through. We're going with Kyle Crockett to try to shut down the Phillies offense in the 7th inning. Actually, this is the bottom of the 6th, excuse me, yet again. And Hernandez comes up, and he's going to send a line drive out there to Winker, who makes the play. So 1 down in the 6th, and Rhys Hoskins is going to strike out on the lefty. He's actually statistically worse against lefties, believe it or not. It's kind of weird to say that, but after a double, Crockett comes back, makes a good pitch here to get the out. Good throw there by Phil Gosselin. Now we're going with Kevin Quackenbush here after a runner on 3rd with 1 out. They did move some runners over, and Odubel Herrera is going to hit this line drive home run that's going to bounce off of the foul pole. It's now 5-3. Phillies. Ouch. Quackenbush still on, and then this play here, Jeanette and Votto can't team up to get this out or field it cleanly. So yet again, another runner allowed on base. Jared Hughes comes up now, and he's going to relieve Quackenbush, and a first pitch of his appearance is going to go to the wall. It's going to be an RBI double. Guys, 6-3 right now. Just the Phillies are just finding holes right now. There's really nothing that the pitching staff can do. Kevin Quackenbush didn't have a good performance, did not have a good outing at all. Don't get me wrong there. But, some of these hits that are happening here are just finding holes. But good play there by Suarez to go back on that ball and get the out. Let's go to the top of the 8th now, and Jesse Winker comes up, and he is going to hit a solo home run, a big fly, a big boosh with a 1-1 count. So it's going to be 6-4 now. So the Reds do come back and make this thing a game again. Only 2 runs down. That's Ramos was the relief pitcher that came in for Arano. So Mesoraco comes up now, and he's got to get a job done as well. 1-1 count, and he's also going to go big fly, big boosh, solo home run. It's going to be 6-5 here late in this game in the top of the 8th. Guys, the Reds are coming back. Can you feel it? Ramos can't believe it, giving up back-to-back home runs. That's the second time that's happened so far in this season. We had back-to-back home runs against the Nationals, and now here against the Phillies. Phil Gosselin comes up as well, and he's going to get on the hit parade right now and get a single. So now we're back in business, guys. We're back in business. So Scott Schebler is going to relief. He's going to pinch hit for the pitcher. That's Jared Hughes, and then he's going to ground out into a double play. The one thing that you just can't do is hit into a double play, and Schebler does it. So David Hernandez, we're going to try to go to him and try to shut this Phillies offense down from doing any future damage. 1 down already in the inning, and Jeanette makes a nice play to his left. Pedro Flormon coming up with a 2-2 count, and he's going to swing and miss at a pitch in the dirt. So Hernandez actually comes through and has a pretty good performance, good outing there. Pat Neshek on to close it for the Phillies. Let's get this thing started right there. Billy Hamilton, single back up the middle. So now we're trying to look to be aggressive here. I mean, yes, we do have 1 down. There's no direct need to try to steal a base, but with Jeanette up, and he does put the ball in play a lot, it makes sense. But Alfaro makes this throw from his knees. He does have a strong arm, guys, but I didn't think he had that strong of an arm. He makes the throw, look at this, from his knees to catch Billy Hamilton, who almost made it in there safely by at least 1 arm's length. And then Jeanette going to get that single there, 3-2 count. Unbelievable, guys. So Hamilton probably would have made it to second anyway. And then Joey Votto going to strike out here on a nasty, nasty slider. That's tough when Pat Neshek is throwing that delivery with a slider. That's tough to handle. Pitch here, thrown to Duvall. He's going to check swing. He wasn't totally committed to that swing, and thus the result as Franco throws to second to get the final out of the game. So guys, the Reds lose this one. Unfortunately, we had the game in our hands. Sal Romano pitched very, very well. Just can't get it done right now, guys. We're going to have to look to see what else that we can do. I mean, the lineup actually put together a lot of hits, a lot of runs. We actually didn't perform that badly. I think it's just the bullpen just did not show up. So that Kevin Quackenbush outing was not very good. So So guys, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Even though it is a Reds loss, we're going to get back in the win column here soon. Trust me on that one. So guys, leave a like if you like this thing, and if you're new to the channel and you like it and you love it and you want more of it, you know what you got to do. Hit that little red button for a subscribe or my logo. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.